Hey guys, welcome to the Indianapolis Healthplex. I'm Master Trainer Shane Moak. So great to be here with you today. This is functional fitness and therapeutic exercise, and really excited to be here today to help you continue to work on your program at home or at a neutral site while we work our way through some of these challenges. It's so awesome to share and to be a part of this with you and with all this great programming. Today, our focus is going to be on the rotator cuff, and we're going to do more of a bilateral concentration today. So looking at, again, injury prevention and trying to key in on form, function, and good technique, perfect technique. Still continuing to work on 10 perfect reps at home. This can be completed to review without any weights at all, or some dumbbells or soup cans. Our main objective here is to work on great motion, fluidity, and try to increase mobility and stability in unison while we're working on the core. Again, this programming is also designed to help us burn calories, drive your basal metabolic rate, and this can help us burn fat while we're at home or wherever we're at, even on vacation. So these are great workout programs to help you become better overall. If you're a golfer, if you like tennis, if you just love to work out in the weight room, these are all key fundamentals that are going to help support your current programming. So this program is gonna work very well in conjunction with any other programming that you might be working on. So the focus here in functional training is to make room in your program to do these exercises to help you improve. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. We're gonna always, again, in a review, we're gonna start with our dynamic warm-up. So critical to warm up before you get into exercise, just to get the joints and the muscles and the everything working, warmed up. Everything's going to work better when it's warmed up. So that's a huge focus when you're trying to train the kinetic chain. So we're going to go ahead and let's start with that anatomical position. Pull those scapulas down and back, squeezing the glutes, working on mobility here. I'm going to give you a sagittal view here. I'm going to bring those arms up high, stretching out. We're going to go down, grab for the ankles, slowly into the squat position. I'm going to work some rotation here. And notice how I'm doing these exercises slowly and controlled. So really focusing on form. So we got coming into shoulder flexion, and down, grab the ankles, into the squat, chest up, rotation. It's going to warm up your hips and your shoulders. I'm going to give you now a frontal view. Coming into shoulder flexion. Go down and get the ankles into my squat position. I'm not rushing that position. Holding that squat. Rotation. Rotation. All right. So that's one dynamic move that's so great. And remember, this dynamic motion you can use before any workout, or if you're going to participate in a recreational activity, that's a great way to warm up the body. I'm going to go ahead and review the second here. So I'm going to square it up again, anatomical position. I'm going to go ahead and go into a lunge, taking my time. Trunk rotation. Remember, it's so key to get that rotation into the motion. This rotation is going to really warm up that core. Internal external obliques, rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis, those muscles in the core, working on rotation. I hit my lunge, stretching here, hip flexor areas, iliopsoas, real critical, an area that can get tight. I hit my rotation. Back out of that position and do one more time here. Taking my time. Sticking the lunge. You can put that hand down. Rotate. Just kind of warms up the pelvis and the trunk. Here. Okay, so those are two great dynamic movement patterns you can always utilize to warm up. It's really working and focusing on areas that tend to get tight. The hip flexors get tight a lot. That can cause pattern and movement dysfunction. So always trying to work on focusing on stretching here and then the upper extremities as well. Great, good start. So now that we've worked through our dynamic warm up, I'm going to go ahead and transition now into rotator cuff stabilization. So rotator cuff, for one way to remember this is our Y's, T's, I's, and L's program. So basically trying to strengthen the main stabilizing muscles in the rotator cuff that are more intrinsic. So it's going to help build stabilization. And again, we're looking a lot in this course on the shoulder and the hip because those are areas that can get injured. And it's critical to try to work on shoulder stabilization and hip stabilization to prevent injury. So the first one I want to do here is shoulder scaption. I'm going to come up, it's that Y phase, just slightly higher than shoulder. Notice on these exercises, I'm going to pause at the end part of the motion, just so I can feel the contraction. Kind of coming from the hip region, straight just slightly above shoulder. Give you that frontal view. Notice my control and where my end range is on scaption. All right, so that's a good starting point. Now we're going to do what we call our T phase, so we're going to go ahead and I'll transition to the frontal view here. This is a horizontal abduction, okay? Abduction, so horizontal abduction. This is a great one for strengthening the posterior deltoid, an area that can get pretty compromised. And kind of that front view now. Got a nice flat back. Notice my end part of the movement is up again around shoulder height. Good, all right. So that's Y's, T's for horizontal abduction. So we're gonna go now to our I phase, which is also shoulder extension. So again, working the posterior part of the delts. This also going to recruit the lats. Those are all players up there in the upper cervical thoracic, posterior part of the body or the upper back. It's going to help us with good posture. So you got a flat back here. Arms are slightly bent. I'm going to go and hold my position on those eyes. Again, notice how I'm kind of getting that isometric contraction at the end range. This frontal view is a good one here so you can see this exercise. Notice how I'm keeping my back flat. Constantly breathing, focus on form. You can even hold that for a count. So that's our Y, T, I. We're going to finish off here with the L's. L's are also known as internal external rotation. Muscles that are located inside the scapula. Major players. and shoulder stabilization. So here, my for my L, when I come in to the in range, I'm pausing once again, always working around the height of that shoulder, keeping that 90-degree angle in the arms. This is a good view for it here, sagittal view at home. This is great for mobility in the shoulder, but also strengthening the shoulder. Okay, good. As you go into range. So those are 4 really great movement patterns that you can perform anywhere, in your at home, in travel, at the gym. Make sure to incorporate these. These intrinsic stabilizers are going to help support some of our bigger lifts. If you like to bench press, if you're doing barbell shoulder press, if you do Olympic style lifting, clean snatch, any of those sorts of exercises where you're going to need those intrinsic stabilizers help support the global movers. So and the shoulder is such a vulnerable area, so we want to focus on strengthening that. So this is a great program. This is great programming to add into any program to help focus on that stability. All right, so we're going to do 3 compound exercises that I love. You can do these at home. They're going to really work the whole body in a bilateral fashion today. So today I'm working focus more bilateral. But again, as a complex system, trying to get the body working in all together. So we're training movement patterns. We're not isolating muscles here. We're trying to train the movement and the motion. So my first great one at home here is getting slightly wider in shoulder. My feet are out slightly, 4 degrees. My ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders align. Do a compound motion here. So I'm going to go into my squat, come up, bicep curl, shoulder press. Squat, curl. And notice how, again, perfect form. Focus on breathing and technique. Feel in the contraction, that mind to muscle connection. It's so important. It's so important to hit your form to get the most out of these exercises. This is that sagittal view on. I'll give you the frontal view for 5 more. See my setup. Notice I'm taking my time on the squat, good range. Curl to shoulder press. And the squat, and you can hold that squat for a count to add some intensity. Curl, shoulder press. When working a lot of muscles at the same time like this, again, you're gonna build more muscle, you're gonna burn more calories, you're gonna drive that metabolism. One more here. Notice how I'm keeping a good flat back, sitting back in my squats. All right, so that's squat, curl to overhead press, combination movement. The thing that's neat to consider at home too, while you're doing this, you can change. Again, you can use pronated, neutral, or even a supinated grip to change how we're going to hit those muscle groups. Sort of some of that other programming. You want to work more quad, you're going to tighten your stance in a squat. If I want to get more glute and adductor, I'm going to widen into a sumo. So you can kind of alter these motions, always thinking about where I want to target, what I want to work. So now, phase 2, frontal view. Second exercise is my straight-legged deadlift into a scapular retraction. I'm going to soften my knees and keep it flat back. Definitely taking my time on each transition. Here's my first motion. Soft knees, flat back. The hips are a hinge. Pulling in, squeezing. Let it out, and finish. Deadlift, row, let it out. Taking my time. Even really, when I go into that scapular retraction, hold it for a count to activate those muscles around the scapula. I'm going to do 5 more on the other side. We'll see different viewpoint. Soft knees, hinging in the hips, flat back, traction, squeeze, let that out, get that motion. Squeeze, make sure when I get to the top, squeeze those glutes, finishing into extension. And make sure we're working the whole posterior chain here. Notice my technique and form, breathing, not rushing any motions. Really feel the burn. Feeling it in my hamstrings, my glutes, my low back. What's great about this works the whole posterior part of the body. All right. So that's a great exercise to incorporate the whole posterior chain. Posterior chain, we're thinking about from a movement perspective how hamstrings, glutes, and low back, all the way into the upper cervical thoracic part of the body are all connected. So they're going to work as a chain. So that's number 2. So the first compound movement was squat, curl, to press. Second compound movement is straight-legged deadlift to a row. So now we're going to finish here. To make our workout complete today and work the whole body today, we're going to work on anterior chain now. So push-ups are great. We'll incorporate core work and trunk and abs. And it's also a great way to incorporate some more scapular retraction and strength. So we're going to call these push-up rows. I'm going to actually start a modified. You know, even if I'm at home and I'm really good at these, it never hurts to start with a modified position just to warm up. These require a whole lot of strength. And again, you can change your hand positioning, and you can alter the exercise based on where you put your grip. So I can pronate, I can go neutral once again to change. I can go tighter for triceps, I can get wider for chest. So here's my modified position. Going down, row, row. So push up, row, push up, row. So keeping a flat back, this is going to incorporate a lot of core, a lot of strength. Really working on my breathing. Taking my time on the rows. Okay, so that's the modified positioning. I can challenge myself, make these harder just by coming to a standard push-up. And again, anterior part of the body, pecs, abdominal area, triceps, deltoids. Really gonna fire up the core. So I'll do a few more here. Challenge myself a little more here now. Now I'm off the ground. Standard. The key is to keep that trunk as straight as possible while you're doing these. Requires a lot of strength and power. And take your time. You can hold those positions isometrically. Whew. And you can really feel the core activating as I come up. The key there on those positions, if I come up to a standard push-up row, try to keep that trunk square and neutral. That's going to be the challenge. To hold that trunk position neutral, it's going to take a lot more core strength, focus on keeping a flat back and keeping the belly button pulled into the spine. So that's that transverse abdominis, rectus abdominis, kind of really pulling everything tight to the core. Okay, so that's our 3. I recommend 2 to 3 sets of 10 on each exercise. Squat, curl to overhead press, deadlift to a row, then push-up rows on the ground. Complete full body routine. Again, great for driving your metabolic rate, building muscle, stabilization, mobility, the whole package, everything together. Thank you so much, guys. Great to be here with you today. It's always great to be in touch, and I hope everyone's doing well at home and with your programming and your exercises. We love you here at the gym. Please continue to support us because we miss you, and please have a great day. This is Master Trainer Shane Moe. Thank you.